There was also times during the protest as well, so it was hard to keep concentrating and stuff. And they said they'd let us know in about 3 weeks. Yes, I checked that website every day. Like any updates, has anybody heard? Because I mean, you won't know if you're not through. You know, they don't say hi, you didn't make it. They only tell you if you do. And then I was studying for stats, and I got a phone call, and it was 011. And I was like, oh, I had heart palpitations, and then answered the phone, and it was Darren Hayward, who's actually the director of the show, and he said, whatever happens in this conversation is confidential. I was like, this is gonna be good. Unless he was really insulting about my secretary. But so he said, yeah, you basically through to the show. So basically what happens is you have about 5,000 people audition, and they chose 105 yeah, it's pretty cool. And then those 105 audition for the coaches. Now we had a lot of formalities prior to the thing. You had to choose songs, you have a list of songs to choose from, etc. It's not like, okay, cool, I want to sing Twinkle Twinkle. If that's not on the list, you can't do it. So I was lucky enough because I did Skinny Love in my audition in Newlands, and I was lucky enough to do it in the blind audition. And we had to go for Ketone, and it's such a surreal feeling when you, because I never expected to get through that first round. And then you go into the second round, and yeah, we got sent to Joburg after doing the ketones where you choose the key of the song and how you're going to break it up. And you know, you're surrounded by so many people who you know are good, because they wouldn't be here if they weren't good. Because that's the difference between this and idols. There's no wooden mic, kind of you there for a lach and you there for because you're good. So you knew walking in there that everybody here was good at what they do respectively. And the thing is, it wasn't like we were all one type of singer. So that was kind of nice in a way, because you didn't think of it as like, okay, cool, we're competing. As long as Alira said in the beginning, no one can beat you at being you. So I was in Group D. There were 4 groups of auditions. So 105 people split up into 5 groups, 21 in a group. And I was in Group D, and you can imagine the rumors. So the first group goes, I had a friend in the first group. Oh, got 4 chairs, it was amazing, standing ovation. So you're like, oh, that's nice, but that's one less place. And then the next guys come, and you see these rumors that the chairs are right here, right in front of you. But it turns out that it was actually pretty nice. They walked us through it, and I promise you, the biggest thing about this entire show is that it's not like reality TV. It's beautifully, beautifully run, because from the guys at the top, they treat every single person like they're human beings. You know, so it's not a situation where, okay, you're a cog in the machine, you're gonna sing, if you mess up, tack. You know what I mean? It's like, well, tack. His name was, again, Darren Hayward. He sat us all down in our individual groups, and he said, you know what, guys? This is a platform. You're all on the same trampoline, and it's how you use it. Some of you are going to get little springs, some of you are going to get big springs, but at the end of the day, you're on the same trampoline, and it's the tools you add to your toolbox moving forward that are going to change your situation and help boost your music. So I went in there after having a chat like that from a guy who's at the top. You know, it makes you feel a little bit more relaxed. But then obviously they called me and told me I was next on the night of the audition, and I promise you that the nerves are ridiculous. But as it's similar to rugby, you can either let the nerves overpower you and wreck you, or you can harness them and realize, okay, you've worked so hard, this is what you want to do. So I walked out, it's weird because we do this thing, we learned this thing in Profcom, I'll let you in a little secret. And you stand in the mirror literally like this. And it's weird. It's a psychological thing, but if you think about when animals, you know, meet each other, they try and make themselves as big as possible. Just do it next time before you go into a meeting or something. It really, like whatever you're doing, it changes your psyche a little bit. I don't know if that might be a mental thing, so you're like, oh, this is cool. So it's hectic. We get put into the stress room before this audition, so we get taken away from our group, taken backstage, and you can hear the person in front of you. And thankfully it's constructive criticism. It's like, you're so bad, why are you doing this, don't quit your day job. They're giving constructive criticism. And the girl in front of me actually got through, but I'm sitting there like, oh, and their camera's on you, because they want to sort of let the audience in onto what's going down. And you wait, and basically you'll hear countdown, next act, 10, 9, 8, 7, and then it's on air, and you know they're recording. So as I said, I don't know if any of you watched the final, I walked out, and nobody in the place makes a sound. you know, if you walk into like a normal place, even if it's a restaurant, people are a bit hammered, they'll be like, hey, like, well done, congrats, like, enjoy, you know, have a good show. But no one made a sound, and the judges' backs are turned. And you kind of sit there and you're like, oh, you know, and then you've kind of got to remember why you started doing it in the first place, you know. And that wasn't actually a joke. Yeah, so it was an amazingly surreal experience, because at the end of the day I said I'm going to sing for the reason I started singing is to try and inspire people. And I just focused on the message of the song and what it meant to me and just delivered it, and regardless of what happened, you know, at least I'd be happy. And then Khan turned sort of halfway through, and then they all turned eventually, and I was really genuinely blown away. Like, it wasn't, yeah, it was just, it's the most surreal experience, and they have a lot of makeup on their faces. Yo. I felt like I was in Madame Tussauds again. But yeah, and then they all gave their respective pitches, and I respected them individually for what they do as musicians. But I chose Khan because he said the word inspire. And then yeah, I don't know how much, I don't want to ramble. This is
he rambling?
Are you guys enjoying it? It's not like, oh my gosh, I'm going to sleep under the chair. So yeah, so we got through, and then Khan said I inspired him, and he wanted to make music that would inspire, and that resonated with me, and that was like, that's the reason I started singing. I'll tell you why I started singing. There was a guy called David Cook. Actually, when I had my back injury and was out of sport for